Lately, what's been ticking me off is this Generation Peter Pan. Man, what's up with the kids nowadays? They don't even want to grow up. I mean, let me give you an example. You know, most kids, when they're real young, they're not potty trained, so they poop in their pants, and you know, it's a natural urge. You gotta poop. You eat enough food, you just gotta poop sometimes. But man, I tell you, these kids, they just don't grow up. Like most of you little kids, just learn that they don't like to poop in their pants, and their parents maybe give them a little tough love, and maybe this is the only tough love some kids ever get sometimes, I swear, looking at today's generation. But you get a tough love and they say, hey, quit pooping in your pants. And the kid finally learns and he says, okay, well then, he gets potty trained and doesn't gotta walk around with crap in his pants anymore. In another sense too, is like taking offense to something. Like if you get mad, like of course anger is a natural emotion, people say something that's upsetting, and of course you get mad, but it's like the natural urge to poop though, you don't gotta poop your pants, you go find a toilet. So if you get mad, you don't gotta be all like, oh crap, you made me mad. I mean, essentially the other person just vibrated your eardrums in a way that you understood, you're like, oh, here's my eardrums, and you said this thing that made me really mad, and now I'm gonna want to fight or something. You're like, holy cow, those are just words. But people think that their emotions are just the end-all be-all, that you made me mad. It's like, no, you allowed yourself to get mad, Of course, anger is a natural emotion, but, you allowed yourself to react to it, I mean, you go eat a crappy meal at Taco Bell and come back and be like, oh, they gave me diarrhea. Well, you ate the meal, you dumb shit. But so many of this Generation Peter Pan, they just think, oh, well, you said these words, you vibrated the air in my eardrums, and I interpret it in such and such a manner that I'm going to be mad. Now, you can't say that because it's offensive. And you're like, what the crap? I'm just talking, You can't be like, oh, you can't have free speech because I decided to be offended. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't ever remember deciding to be offended. And that's bullcrap too, because you don't ever remember having to decide to poop, but you still got to poop, right? So, anger is as natural as an urge as it is pooping, but like growing up, you learn to control your poop urges and not just poop your pants whenever. You also got to learn to control your anger urges. If someone says something maddening, you don't have to react all mad. You can just sit there and go like, oh, that was stupid. Man, I can't believe their opinion is so dumb. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to if somebody's giving you a direct threat, like, hey, I'm going to punch you in the face. Then you're like, oh, that's offensive, and you're making a direct threat, which is illegal. You can't be making direct threats like that. It's called assault. So just to all you generation snowflakers that don't ever want to grow up and you think you're entitled just to be mad your whole life, of course, it's well within your right. You can get as mad as you want about whatever you want. No one's saying you can't. It's just when you start saying, well, because I'm mad, you're not allowed to do this anymore, and I want to pass a law that says we'll punish you if you do it. That's crazy, insane talk. You're just, you might as well get in line behind Mussolini or something. But just like crapping your pants in public is well within your rights too. Like, I don't think there's any law that says, oh, you can't defecate in your pants in public or we're going to lock you up. No, you should just learn how to control that. Most people do, but, it's part of growing up. But, so I call you guys Generation Peter Pan. You don't want to grow up and just face your emotions and make some effort to control them and not be so ruled by them, because emotions are so subjective. You can get mad about whatever you want. I mean, it doesn't even matter if you're interpreting what the person said correctly. I mean, you just think that your understanding of English is so great that like, oh, I know whenever my eardrums are vibrating a certain way, you mean this. Well, maybe they didn't mean that. Maybe they meant something totally different and you just misunderstood them, and now you're getting mad for the wrong reasons. Or take, for example, a little kid. If a little kid's giving you guff and he's just trying to get your goat and he's like, yeah, your mom's a whatever, and you're like, oh, you're just trying to make me mad. What, you can't resist being mad then? I mean, what, you just treat everyone like a ignorant little child that's trying to make you mad. But no, you're like, oh, it's well within my right to be mad. I'm going to be as mad as I want. Well, no one's saying it's not within your right. We're just saying it's dumb, like pooping your pants in public, so just stop it.